you all? Today is 21st March, which is celebrated as World Poetry Day, and I felt that today is a very special occasion to come in front of you and read one of my poems. And this is one of those unpublished pieces which I'm again compiling as my video poetry book for my YouTube channel. So if you haven't subscribed yet, do subscribe to my channel. If you're a writer, poet out there, I'm also a publisher. You can go to the website link and find out the details of how to submit your manuscript. And since it's World Poetry Day, we should celebrate it by reading out a poem or maybe writing a one. And I chose to read out one of my earlier written pieces. I think I wrote this piece some 2 years ago, and I was in the process of completing my novel first, so I'm not right now rushing to get them published. I'm just enjoying this phase because I'm collecting some more poetry, some more poetic pieces, because I have this theme this time, which is more of belonging, home, loss, and topics like this. So under those themes and topics, I'm compiling some other poems. So this is one of my pieces, and why I chose to wrote this piece, and it is still my feeling. When I will read, you will know. This poem somewhere speaks that, like writers and poets, they have so much going inside them. They have so many thoughts, they have so many observations from around them, from the world they live in. And sometimes they do not get the time to express or to jot those emotions down, and they are sometimes lost, and then they keep on trying to recall those emotions and they don't come back. So this poem was kind of that feeling, because I was occupied with so many other things that sometimes a thought might occur, and a passion of writing might ignite, but then I wouldn't get the time, so that thought will get faded away and I could not get it back. So it was kind of murdering those emotions. So here I have titled my poem, "And I Murdered My Poem." So here I start, and this is a new edition. I've got my glasses. So let's read out "And I Murdered My Poem." Hope you will listen and watch this video till the very end. Another of my poems died today, lost in the realm of errands, of cleaning the floors of God's heaven. Shine it till you see thou face. I became lost into the vastness of mayhem that never seems to end. Yet I swirled, and so did my long flowing attire. Swaying to the rhythm of my limbs, soon I stood wet into my own ocean, and the waves of mediocre came and salted away one of my poems from me. So I woke up that night and murdered all the prose, the poems breathing inside me, and threw the carcass of those into an alley. And now, time could not cheat me any longer. It kept searching my soul to find those verses, but couldn't. I was the alchemist of my own blasphemy. So I took one carcass of my poem at a time, resting in the darkness of that part of my house where none trod a foot. They said they heard guffaws, seldom the weeps, the sighs and moans of a woman who remained invisible to their eyes. They were all my stories, my poems, murdered by me, and kept for safer time to be resurrected. I put the flesh, I put the blood, and soon they were those characters who breathed into an outside world, and with the dusk hanging silently on my balustrade, shadowing half of the earth, it fell over my face, awakening seldom those murdered verses and stories. There was something in that silence outside that made a stir and made me sit and write one poem that night. Ah, I sighed at last. One of them was saved to be taken to that God's house who sits above and watch, and one to be kept on earth for the shenanigans to know who was the murderer. Well, of course, that was me because I was the one who was, killing all those emotions and desires of venting out those poems from, from me so that I can write them down, and I wasn't getting the time. So, this was the theme that came into my mind long back, and I wrote this poem down. So, I hope it might have resonated with some of you out there who feel that sometimes because of the mundane, because of the errands that we get stuck into, that life throws at us, sometimes our emotions are that writing spree gets taken away from us, but then it comes back. So that's why this poem also took birth. So this was my tribute to World Poetry Day, and I murdered my poem, but I hope you won't murder any of your poems and you will write many of those and send your poetry collection if you want to get published through my publishing house. So this was I think you enjoyed my poem and hope you will subscribe to the channel, and have a great time all. Bye, take care.